I'm Tara, and this is the story of an abusive boyfriend that continued stalking me and ruined my life. 5 years ago, I clicked on my profile page, staring hard at the screen, and pressed the palms of my hands to my tired eyes and sighed. I clicked edit personal info, and when the drop-down list appeared under relationship status, I paused and took a deep breath. I couldn't believe after all these months I was actually going to do this. I selected single and clicked save. I and Dave had been together for nearly 2 years, but eventually his possessive nature and constant harassing had worn me down to the point where my friends hardly recognized the pale and sunken-eyed girl who had once been the life and soul of parties. I had hardly seen most of my friends for the last year, as Dave had insisted on reading all my SMSs and emails, and had complained to me every time I went out with them, telling me I had to choose between him or them. It was only with the help of my other friend Nat, my best friend, the one who never gave up on me, that I had the courage to move out the flat I shared with Dave into another. After nearly a week of just sleeping and watching TV, I felt the life returning to me, and I finally felt going back online and returning to classes. When I logged onto my Facebook account, the first thing I saw was the 56 messages, all from Dave. Some were pleading, others threatening. My email account had similar 3 or 4 messages a day, some pages long, begging, pleading, and aggressive in turn. And the phone calls started. At first they came once or twice a day, and then 5 or 10 times, sometimes at 2 in the morning. Eventually, in desperation, I changed my SIM and got a new number. I also removed him as a friend from all of my social media accounts for good measure, and blocked his emails. Thank goodness he didn't know where I was staying, I thought. A few weeks later, I felt more confident. I was making friends online and offline, and I actually felt like going out. I had met a couple of new guys online. The two told me they always went to Tiger on Fridays, in which, if you didn't know, is a bar in my country. So, after a chat with the girls, who firmly agreed it was time for me to move on, they all headed out to Tiger for drinks. When we arrived there, smiling, I said, "Wait guys, I have to celebrate this historic moment. I'm single and on a roll." They all waited while I checked in, and then we ordered our drinks and chilled. After an hour or so of chatting and laughing, I was feeling relaxed and happy. Well, that wouldn't last long, as when my eyes scanned the room, all of a sudden I froze. Dave had just walked into the bar. "What's wrong, Tara?" Lisa asked, seeing the expression on my face. "It's Dave," I replied, "but he never comes here." "Here, swap seats with me," said Tanya. "He wouldn't see you if your back was to him." I did, but I knew it would make no difference. Dave had spotted me. I got up to go to the bathroom, and as I was washing my hands, I felt an arm around my neck. I was dragged across the floor, spun around, and pinned to the wall by my throat. "You're mine," said Dave. "Don't ever forget that. You will always be mine. I'll always know where you are, and you'll never get rid of me." I should go free, ran out of the bathroom, and passed my friends with tears streaming down my face. "I'm leaving," I shouted. Tanya hurried after me, caught up with me in the parking lot. "Here, sweetie, let me drive you home," she said. On the way back, as I calmed down, I started wondering how Dave had found me. It couldn't be off of Facebook because I had removed him. So what then? Maybe he had spotted me by chance and followed me. That might be it. Over the next week, still jumpy, I began looking over my shoulder wherever I went. Not feeling another encounter with Dave, I stayed home and found companionship socializing online. I talked to my friends and comforted people about my situation every day. Once or twice, I thought I heard strange noises in the garden, but I put it down to being in a fragile state of mind. No way Dave could find me here. He had no idea where Tanya lived. Still, my state of mind didn't improve. I kept thinking, and I saw glimpses of Dave wherever I went. But I knew my mind was playing tricks on me. I began losing weight, and soon I was looking as pale and frightened as ever. The final blow came on a Monday morning, the day I walked into class yawning after yet another night of disturbed sleep, to find Tanya and my other friends staring at me in shock and disbelief. "What is it, guys?" I asked. "Why are you looking at me like that?" Said Tanya. "I guess we didn't know you quite as well as we thought we did." "What do you mean?" I answered, looking horrified. "This," said Ben the class clown, turning his laptop screen to the whole class. I gasped. On the screen was a new picture of me, but it wasn't me. It was my head, alright, but it definitely wasn't my body. I would never let anyone take a picture of me like that. Scrolled across the bottom of the picture were the words, "Call for a good time," and there was my phone number. Or "Come over," and there was my current address. My eyes filled with tears as I wailed, "It's not me, I promise, guys, please." I ran out crying, flew across campus, and curled up in a corner at the bottom of the steps, weeping. After half a minute, Tanya and the other girls caught up with me. Tanya put her arm around my shoulder and calmed me down. "Don't worry, sweetie. We didn't think it was you. This has to be Dave." "I know," I sobbed, "but what can I do?" "You must have photoshopped that picture and put it up using a fake Facebook profile," said Julia, who was studying computer science. "I've heard of this happening before. Have you made a lot of online friends recently?" "Yes," I said, "loads. But how could I possibly know who on Facebook is a fake? I have 500 friends, and how did he find my current address and my phone number?" I cried. "Well," Julia replied, "if he did friend you on social media, he did it using a fake persona that would appeal to you. Met any hot new guys recently? Once you've accepted the friend request, he would simply pull all your information off of your profiles." "This is just hopeless," I said. "Nothing is hopeless, my sister," said Tanya. "The first thing we do is go to the cyber police on campus." In the meanwhile, Tanya had called the security, explained what had happened, and asked them to patrol the street 24/7. They said there had been some strange vehicles parked on the road and gladly agreed. The sergeant at the police station explained to me that what had most likely happened was that I was a victim of what the police called cyber stalking, and that I needed to learn how to secure my online presence and be very careful of who I befriended. He also assured me that the cybercrime unit could trace the malicious poster and prosecute him for the wrongdoing. Within a month, I had secured every account I had online, changed my number, and moved into a flat of my own. With the help of my friends and counselors, I learned to deal with the trauma and got on with my life. And for Dave, well, the police traced the posts and arrested him. He now lays behind bars where he belongs. I hope this is the last time I hear from him, and I wish I don't ever see him again.